Well, hello everyone. This is Jurgita with Magic Pond Crafts. Today is November 1st, and I want to show you what I started last night right after midnight. So it's considered November 1st. Um, the the movie, or I would say drama show, it's called Untamed. I received 2 days ago this autographed postcard picture of two main characters of that. It came out on mainland China, I guess, TVs on in what 2019 summertime, and the popularity skyrocketed after that. It was huge incident in 2020, and I'm gonna maybe mention that something explanation sometime later, but. What I want to say, I fell in love with the show. It was very interesting. Although in beginning I couldn't understand exactly several episodes what was happening, but then once I got in, I just couldn't stop. So those are two main characters, and there is pattern made like anime style by Maria Skripnik. So you see the same characters right here in a different style. So I got this last year, and practically exactly 1 year ago, and decided that All Hallows Eve is a perfect stitch because there is like a resurrection in the show. So the veil between life and death is slightly much thinner on the All Hallows Eve. So I thought that would be the time for me to start stitching. So I picked this 28 count Murano color. I was trying to figure out for the longest time what I wanted to stitch on. Is that like I had a greenish color hand dyed, so all this background could be seen, but then I decided to concentrate view on the whole thing, and I put in symbolic 13 stitches at least to start this. The pattern is actually not small, as you can see by my hand. That's going to be like over 12 inches wide, stitching over two, and there's going to be some French knots, of course, like 3/4 3/4 stitching, half stitching. The back stitching has like 12, I believe, colors too. So there's I have all kinds of threads, 50 pure colors, a bunch of blends. So there's going to be work involved in this. So there's going to be a lot of stitches in this, but the whole the whole picture in here is um, I love it. It's very interesting, with the cranes and like I said, sceneries of the mountains and so on. So that's what I started on right after midnight, and I'll continue stitching on this. Of course, I'm not going to leave it like that, but that's what I started. And as you know, my main thing of these past month and 2 more months is to roll the dice. So here's the dice, and let me pull up the list of the whips that I'm using dice for. And here's the list that I always do now each year, 3 months to the finish line, that I'm trying to go as close to the finish as possible, or actually finishing. So as you see, as if you seeing me first time, that's where I pick my 6 projects, and 2 already crossed out, which means they're finished. And those that crossed out, I had a few extras put in. And my mermaid is practically also done. I was just waiting for treasures to come in to finish it off. So that's also practically considered finished. So if I roll one of these, I can continue with my hands-on design Java. But other than that, is those four for sure. I have it on the list. So let's see what my November 1st is gonna roll. And bounce it. Number 6. Wow, number 6 is sort of like a Chinese knockoff of the Dimensions Timeless Ornaments. It's long been out of print, so it's even hard to find and even on eBay on over 100 $150 sometimes the kit sells for, if you can find it even. So I've had just a few stitches put in an ornament. I wanted to do at least one ornament a year, and this year I had only a few stitches put in. So let me pull this whip out and let's see where I'm gonna start. And here it is. So I'm working right now on this round ornament with what's that, a trumpet, I believe, or something like that. And that's all I've done so far this year for this. So there's quite a bit left. I marked the edges where it's going to be. So as you can see, there's going to be pretty big size. And I can show you the sample what the previous one looked like. So that's the size I've had for this one. You can see all sparkles in here too. It's not as smooth color changes as in original dimensions, so I try to do some blending in between colors. But once it's fully done, grapes and everything, there's you see back stitching. There's a couching in here involved, and the beads and like ribbons and stuff like that. So there's quite a bit of work gonna be in it. So the same, I'm sure it's gonna be for the rest of them. I have two of these done. So right now I'm gonna be working on the third one. So uh, I don't know how long it's gonna take to finish the whole thing, but I'm not gonna do at one sitting because there's, like I said, it's a lot of stitching. So perhaps I can do at least a half. But also besides this, I'm gonna start like in previous month, I'm gonna have BAP, a big project, full coverage that I want to stitch every day, a tiny bit at least. So once I decide which one I want to work on, I'll show you that project. But right now, I'm gonna start with this one because it needs to be worked on. So I'll see you in a little bit, I guess. And I'm back again on a Thursday morning. So this is what it looks like as right now. And seems like it's still about just over 1,300 stitches left, including the back stitching and all other stuff for this ornament. But as you can see, it's grown quite a bit from practically zero. And there's going to be some lines, some waves. Again, I did a little bit of blending to to blend in more of the two colors. And there's gonna be the musical instrument here that you can't see it well, but it's getting there. And another layer up to like this line, and on the top where it's all gonna end as a circle size. So it's not a lot left in that way, but filling in all the back stitching, etc., will need to be done. But think I'm gonna stop at this moment in here. I think it's good enough progress, and I still have um, left that part I can do until the new year starts or Christmas. So I'm gonna set this aside, and I'm gonna get my full coverage, which is gonna be my two kings that I'm planning to finish in next year. So we are like right here right now. This is the very bottom portion. Picture is much lighter than it's stitched. So as you can see, I'm going all the way to the bottom. So it's about 750 per each. Like a column in stitches wise. So two columns would make about 1,500 stitches. Like I said, I want to do at least 2,000. So might do like a three blocks in here, and it's gonna take me a while. So I'm gonna just at least start, and that 2,000 should be at least in 1 month. So I still have a time, but I want to start on this, and that's gonna be my daily whip. And as you can see by the picture, it's gonna be just a little bit of this and even more darker parts in here. That's where the king's hand ends, about like right here. So that's gonna be later sleeve in here involved. So again, it's going to be dark colors and mix of them and blends, etc. So anyway, this is where I'm starting today, and it's not going to be a lot of stitching happening this weekend and next weekend. I have a craft show, so we haven't had that in what, 2 years. So need to prep for it, and I'll be one of the vendors. So that's taking up a lot of my time. So not a lot for stitching, but I'll do little by little, and I'll see you in several days. And I'm happy, I guess, to say today is already Tuesday morning, so it's been quite a few days. And as you can see, my portion is filled in for the month. Minimum, I already have done it. I think it's like 3,000 stitches in here with the few extras. So I just wanted to kind of stop when I reached the line in here, and this is what's going to be left. So I'm still going to do a little bit on December, at least 2,000 stitches. And then the rest of that is going to be for the next year. So you can kind of tell that the outfit is already like the gown bottom is here done and the arm is bending that way. So it's going to be some more darkness in here, sleeve and rest of the world. So again, still going to be dark colors, etc. So I worked not only on this, actually during the craft show this past weekend, I had some free time. Um, Plus, since I have those PVC frames there with one of my works, I decided to start something small that I can put in at any time down. And I pulled out and started new Prairie Schooler St. Nicholas Santa, and actually finished it yesterday. So I started on Saturday and finished on Monday, and it's just over 1,250 stitches and already put initials. So I have all three of my copies done for my kids. So now I can just cut it out and make it in the ornaments. So that was exciting. It's a little bit unexpected because I did not roll the dice, but I also needed a last second kind of grabbing idea to take something with me. So that's what I grabbed, and it's done. So this is what it looks like. And I was stitching on the 28 count. I dyed myself with the coffee tea and baked it. So this is what it is, and it's gonna be scratched out of my whip to finish list, so I'll show you that. But also I want to show you something else, and that something else is actually I received my treasures for Mediterranean Mermaid, and she's also done, so I can put that in my finished whip list. And those treasures, they're not bicones, so I don't know what they're called exactly, but they're in a different kind of shape, and I couldn't figure out how exactly to put in because you couldn't see from a picture, so I kind of went with the flow and angled them how it goes in here, and it's really really sparkly. It's kind of hard to see for you, but I tried to secure it very well several times in different parts, and there was those crystal ones that you can kind of see also very sparkly. So those are three that needed, and they come as a one in each package, so I needed three packages and these. And now she's done. I also put um, not too much seen in the color the initials and the year, so now I can remember when I finished her, and she's all done. So another finally done whip this year, so that my list keeps going and growing, and I'm hoping to put several more by the end of the year. So for that, again, let's look at my dice list. And as you can see, I already scratched off number 1 with my prayer schooler Santas that I wanted to do all 3, and I done. Summer Bowl is all finished. My doctor is finished. My mermaid is done. So what's left is a little bit of the heart. Of course, the most is gonna be to work on is Lucas kit, and I marked it as a 1, 3, and 5 if dice rolls on that. Not long ago, I was just working on my ornament, this one, and this also doesn't have a lot left. So let's roll a dice actually this time and see what is gonna fall in. And I have a dice right here, so let's roll and see what comes out. Number 6. So number 6 again is timeless ornament a la dimensions, and I have it like right here. And this is again my starting point. I had it marked the top so I would know exactly how it would be in the beginning. So you can see the line is where it's going to be top and the bottom, and I think it was what just around the 1300 maybe total stitches left with all extras. So I might just work to the end, and besides that, I might pull out something due daily because I finished my 2 kings, and I know at least Spoiled Child, my BAP needs to be worked on this month, so we'll see. But this is gonna be my main project, and hopefully I'll work until the end, at least all of the stitching and back stitching, because as we know, like those ribbons and cording takes a little bit more time. So let's start with this, and I'll see you in a little bit. And here it is, all the stitching is done, and as you can see I already started back stitching, so the instrument is done, some leaves are done, and I already started with the cryonic stitch around the ribbon, which is kind of hard to see in this part, but it's coming out. So the only thing is left gonna be finished back stitching, and then there's gonna be some French knots, and again the ribbon and the beads and the cording. It's gonna be there. So I think I'm gonna leave that for the next time. And right now I set up and pulled out my Spoiled Child, which I need to do at least 3000 stitches. So again, this is how the picture is gonna look, and this is where I am right now. And actually, if I calculate it correctly, so maybe I can finish it by the end of the year, this whole section. So if I divide this in half, so it would be about this much to do in November and the rest of it in December. So we'll see how it goes, but it's gonna be just the furniture part in here, so it's going to be murky again, colors, and nothing very interesting happening. We'll see some of those lines showing up, I'm sure, more horizontal ones, but that's all there's gonna be this section. So I'm gonna start slowly, and I don't think I'm gonna finish the whole section right away. Probably gonna dedicate only a couple of days for this, and after that again I'm gonna roll my dice and we'll see what other small I'm gonna continue next. So I'll see you soon. And today is already evening of the 16th, so as you can see the whole area in here is finished, and just a bit smaller left for the month of December, and the row will be done. And here's how the whole row looks like right now. So as you can tell, that's a piece of door, and the door hinges in here, so the rest of it is gonna be finishing in here with kind of darker colors. So that's what I've been working mostly in those days. I have the craft show, and for that I grabbed something small that I could do and suddenly put away and stitch, and I actually grabbed this ornament from Dark Shadows booklet, and I had just a little bit done. I might put in a picture where I started with, and all the black is done, and I even did the back stitching like a beak and legs of the bird, and already started with, as you can see, the thread. with the orange for the flames. So it's not that much more left. Mostly it's just different colors in the flames here, and that would be in the candle flames, and that would be done with this ornament. I was not planning to work on that, but like I said, I wanted to grab something that I can put in a couple stitches, set aside, etc. So also I then brought home in evening and continue stitching on that one. So this is going to be done also as the third ornament out of 6, I think. So that's going to be exciting. Another finish to be had in this year. So since I already did this month's quota, and like I said, I left only, it's not fully 2,500, I think, stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, it's not fully 2,500 stitches left to do in December, and the row will be done, and then maybe I'll unroll it at the end of the year or for the beginning of the next year, and we can see the whole thing and how much is still left to do. So since I'm done with this for this month, let's go and roll the dice. So here again is my list of whips on the dice. So 1, 3, and 5 is going to be for etude. It's mostly left for the ornament to do all the ribbons and beads and cording. This is only one time left to finish, and practically one time left for finish for that. So let's roll the dice. Right here I have a 6-sided dice, and number 2 number 2 is gonna be the heart, and let me pull it out for you and let's see where I'm gonna start. And here it is. And I have it in my one of the smallest, the Nurgay Turkish frame, very tight. And as you can see, what's left is just to finish filling in this spot and like in the ribbon area here to finish up with several stitches. And I don't think there's any back stitching or anything like that. So that's what I'm gonna be working on next, and I guess I'll meet you when I finish it. And it's the next day, and my heart is all done. So it turns out that I did have plenty of back stitching to do. So every line here is back stitched. There's some like folding lines in here, and every part of the ribbon is stitched, back stitched. So all of that took a little bit, although like these lines were very quickly done because you didn't have to follow like here in between, so just straight lines, so to speak. And I already marked the year of 2021, so that's done. And let's look at my list. So that was number 2. It's already crossed out, and I thought about putting at the same if it rolls, but originally only 2 whips left to finish out of my list. So what I've decided, actually this time I'm not gonna roll a dice because it might not roll something. I don't want to work right now on number 6 because I just worked quite a bit on this one. So I think I'm just gonna pull out my Etude with Strawberries whip, which is over 9,000, this is bigger picture, over 9,000 stitches still left to do. So this is gonna be a long piece, and I had it in my wrinkled up thing in here. So as you can see, there's not a lot of it done at all. I think it might have been 27 or 23 or something like that percentage done. So I'm just gonna continue in this area until I get bored, or like maybe 3 days or something like that. So just gonna keep working on this. You can see like a strawberries starting fill in areas, and I usually just pick a color and go in this area and then pick another color. So I guess I'll see you in a second for you, and we'll see how much is this filled in. Well, today is already 27th of November, and happy belated Thanksgiving to everyone. Hope you had, if you celebrated a good time with your family or friends, or just relaxing by yourself. So I had a family over, they left today, so there was lots of cooking happening, preparing the house for family to stay over because we're hosted, and we had their dog brought in first time to meet our dog, so we didn't know how that's gonna go, but it went fairly okay. So I did not do a lot of stitching on this past few days, but as you can see from this X, I actually finished my Luca S Etude with strawberries. So when I looked, I had just tiny bit over 10,000 stitches done in the month of November, which is amazing, especially for one whip that I wasn't planning to put in that much stitching in it. But once I started, I had music going on in the background, or I was talking a little bit with the family members and put in just a few stitches in, but just couldn't stop it. And once I got closer to the end, I just did not want to stop, and I actually managed to finish it tonight late. So let's look. So this is what again it's supposed to look like with this little snail happening. And I'm gonna move this out of the way, and there you go, hot off the press. As you can see, it's still not washed. The rings from or not a Q-snap hoop is here, and this is what the whole thing looks like from left side to the right side. So it's all done. There was only some half stitching done and a full stitches, no back stitching, no 3/4 or that way stitched, and this is what it looks like. And you can see the snail right here, and just also put in my initials and the year so I would remember. The one thing I can tell you is that I fudged a bit in one area, because in the beginning when I was working with a paper pattern, I miscalculated it and had one strawberry by at least one like X bigger, so that kind of offset a bit around it. So I just went and fudged it out and tried to put in the way that nobody would see. So I'm sure you can't tell unless you've stitched this just recently and memorize it exactly how every stitch is supposed to look like. But this is what it is, and as you can see, my anchor threads, I have all of them still left, even though I was not stitching, very loosely. I was trying to save, but also not putting like stitches too tight. So as you can see, every color is left to stitch, some of them even much more. This color was used with full stitches and half stitches like on the background. So for half stitches I did just like a regular first leg. I did not go continental stitching, so I don't know if that needed to be done or not. But as you can see, all of the colors still here, some less, some more, but it was plenty left. I don't think it's gonna be enough for a second one, but for this one I have some leftovers. So my whip that I was not planning to finish at all this year even is already done. So from my list in here that I have 8 of them, 2 only left. So instead of rolling again the cube, I still don't want to work with the ribbons, especially late at night. I want to just put in some X's, and I decided to grab my hands-on design Java, and that is right here. So this is what again is gonna look like, and I've already done the top portion, so just going this wrap up bottom portion. And 4 cups almost done. As you can see, this is the red cup right here, so there's still some things fill in, and the steam for those 2 need to be in, the spoon, and so just continue that way. but just a tiny bit left of the coffee beans on the bottom, and that's gonna be 4 cups, fifth cup in here, and then it's gonna be 3 more on the right side, and finish up all of that. So don't know how long that's gonna take, but I want to start, and it's probably gonna go over into December month, but it's fine because my plan was to have work on and finish at least 4 of them, and I already have 6 done, so that's great. And I still have several days left, so I'm just gonna start working on this, and we might meet then at the end of the month, perhaps, or just in a couple of days, and see how it looks. So that's that. But I'm just so stoked, so excited that I actually finished this, and I put in so many days in this in a row that it's been a while since I've done something like this. Even on my babs, I have not worked for that many stitches at same sitting. But like I said, it was holiday week, and once I got also towards the end, it was just a few colors left to kind of fill in, and that flew by very quickly. So that is done. I already listed in my finished whips list, and that's amazing what I've done this month. So let's see, maybe by some miracle I also can finish this in this month, so that would be something amazing for me. So let's get on with the coffee, and we'll see you in a bit. And I'm saying good morning on the 29th of November. And as you can see, the whole row of different coffee cups, mugs is all done. I finished it late last night. Did not want to wait till this morning to do it, so it went way past the midnight, and wanted to finish all of the last stitches, so next day I would be all free of this whip. So I think I put in quite a lot of stitching. If you remember, I still had these cups unfinished, and let's look at a little bit closer. So as you can see, very bright colors too, so compared to like a picture of pattern is much brighter in here than in there. I think it was just a lightened up photo for her, and all it's done, spoons and coffee beans, and the border is done. So let's follow all of those cups, doubles and singles, all kinds of different shapes. It's bright and pretty, and this spoon kind of floats in the air with the steam. So it's all done. I even managed to squeeze in again my it's hard to see, it looks kind of messy, it seems like it, but when you look real eye, it's normal looking. My initials and a year, so I still would remember. So my whole whip is done. You see the top portion is here, and all around the wraparound portion is this one. So it's all done. I have several more of hands-on design, those little patterns that wrap around, and with the baskets. So probably next year I might grab something different from her, and very excited. Another whip is done, finished this year, and put in my finished pile. And let's see what I have picked for these few days while it's still in November. And this is what I've decided to grab, even though I still have almost 13,000 left on this. It's by like a Golden Hands, the company's name, and Kashtan is Russian Ukrainian. This is what it should look like. Like I said, it's almost 13,000 stitches still left. So this is the top portion. Again, it's much brighter, it seems like, than what it's gonna be in here, but I think at least, or it's a bottom. I need to check it out, but if I really wanted to, I think I could finish it by the end of the year if I push this hard enough to do. Like I said, it's 13,000, but I still have two big whips to work on my babs, at least 2 or 3,000 each. So we'll see what my mood goes. I still have a little bit of my ornament, timeless ornament to do with all those cordings and ribbons. So we'll see how it goes, but I want to push this a little bit more. Last time I worked, it was in July, so June, July, that's the only times I worked. And I'm gonna start stitching in this for the next few days, and we'll see how far I go. So today is already December 1st, and I want to review my November month very quickly. And so as you see, I worked the last few days on this whip, and I'm happy to say that I did over 2,000. So what I have left is just over 10,000, almost 300 also stitches left. So you can kind of already tell the shaping of the one leaf here leaf, and another leaf is gonna be here. And I'm gonna be slowly going to the top next month, so you can see the third leaf over here. So there is a little bit more to reach the top, but I have knocked down quite a bit of the stitching, so I'm very happy with that. And it's getting closer to the finish. I can do it next year. So when looking at the month of November, I actually worked on 12 whips, got the 3 new starts, and had 7 finishes. So that's a great thing. I did a bit better than in the month of October stitch wise total, but with all those so many finishes, that was a great thing. Of course, I could have continued working on my ornament and finish that one, but I did not want to do. I wanted to have something done in December because I was knocking out the small things in November one after another. So that's what I have done on this, and I hope you guys enjoyed following my vlogging process. I know I don't show much of regular life, it's just all stitching, but I hope you don't mind, because mostly I'm sure you are here for stitching. So the December started, the winter months kicking in, and Christmas coming up, birthdays, all kinds of things. And I hope you guys all healthy, and you click like, subscribe if you haven't done that, so to see my upcoming videos. I'm gonna be doing my yearly overview and well, review and showing all those finishes and plans for next year in December. So there's gonna be quite a bit happening, and of course my trying to finish some things before the end of the year. And I'll be happy to see if you have any thoughts about some of my whips that you saw this month, if you liked, if you figured out which I'm gonna finish, which not. And I'll talk to you guys soon. So till next time, this was Jurgita, and saying bye. Ata.